Hello, hello. Hello, Ms. Marilyn, darling. Can you hear me okay? I added an extension cord to my camera, and I just wanted to see if I could actually take you further than we've ever gone before. If I can figure out how to get it through my cordification here. Hold on, hold on. Is this even possible? Now I'm going to be spilling ink everywhere, so let's just try to get this stuff out of the way. Why didn't I undo the cord first? I don't know. This is like, there we go. Now, let's see. Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at this. Look. Oh my God, I've escaped. Escape velocity. I have no idea what you can see. But I got all the way to here. I can go all the way over here. Not that I need to ever go over here, but I just wanted to find out whether it can work. So was I 5 by 5 all the way along there? So I'm thinking that maybe like I could have this thing up here looking down past my bald spot. Are you still there, Ms. Marilyn? Well, I was going, I mean, it was shaky because of my holding the hand, or was it shaky because there was something else going on? I don't even know if you can hear me because I'm talking. Let me go back over here. Let me go back over there and hold it still. So let me just, I once was using this extension cord on another, like on YouTube or something, Skype or something. It wasn't working. So if this seems fine, I wonder if I have another extension cord, maybe I can make it all the way to another location. But we'll go back to my spot here. Try not to trip over the cord. Put us back where we normally are located. I'm well lit now. Yeah, I know. It's frightening. I'm trying to move anything that looks like water. Now that I've turned the lights off here, I can't see what I'm doing. I'm having an argument with someone on the Fountain Pen Facebook page. And I know I should just stop and shut up, but it's, you know, they were having this thing about what kind of pen should Biden be signing with. So people are coming up with clever ideas and not so clever ideas. And some people are saying, one person said that he should stick his finger in pet feces and sign with that, which I thought was childish. And my response was, I can't speak for all Democrats, but I only use pet feces when I run out of blood from the children I consume, that I cannibalize. Anyway, someone today said he should use a Visconti torpedo because he's torpedoing American jobs. And that got me pissed. I said he should use a Waterman's doctor set because he's saving American lives. And the person wrote back, L-my-A-O, laughed my ass off. And I said, you find the pandemic funny? So we're starting. And I said, oh, by the way, Biden is creating jobs. He's allowing transgendered people to work in the military, the armed forces. Oh, but what about the pipeline people? Well, they can have their junk cut off and join the Navy. Or whatever. Get me started. Okay, hello, Bartholomew Brecht. I'm inching closer to getting that Parker pen ready for you. They are. No, I should invite him to come here and he could talk face to face. No, I know it isn't worth it, but I find it funny sometimes how we bend reality to fit our little worldview. Am I fabulous today? How am I doing? Well, let me show you how I'm doing. I don't know how I'm doing. We'll find out. I moved my lighting around a little tiny bit so that I have a little tiny bit more control about what I'm doing. So look, it's in focus. Kinda, sorta. So this was the pen I was thinking just in case I can't get that Parker fit for you. But I think I've got the Parker fit for you. So the Parker is on its way to getting ready. I also found a Schaefer ring top Berlin black, but those are fatter. I know that you like the thinner pens, so I've got it taken apart, and I've got the parts of it soaking to get out the old ink sac and stuff. It's just was the feed and the nib were not interacting the way I wanted. Yes. Quick question. I can do puppet shows too, like shadow puppets. The quick question is a long question, but maybe the answer is quick. Peeling away from the feed. To me, that implies it isn't pushed in far enough. That was what was happening with the Waterman feed I had for the accountant nib. I finally found a feed and the nib fit together well, but it took me a while to get the nib in to the nib and feed to work right. It might be the wrong nib. It could be that the nib is too small for the pen. But sometimes when I get a nib that's loose, oh, the front end, can the feed go further in? Sometimes certain pens don't allow the feed to go in because there's a shaped inner shaped sort of part of the section where it can't go further in. Most feeds are equally cut from here's where the nib goes and the feed goes in here. Most of the sections have a hole that goes straight through, but there are some sections rather, that have a stepped down thing like this, where the feed only goes so far for whatever reason. So you can't push this in any further. And if that was the only pen I ever had on the planet, and that was the only nib I had, and it was having that problem, I might take the feed out, shave off some of the back of the feed, shove it in, and shove the nib in. And I've done that with pens. I have done that with certain pens that just are, I have a nib I really want to put in one pen, and it's just not working with the feed that it has. So I will find a different feed or do a little bit of a slice on the thing to make it shorter. That may not that may not work though in your case, because the nib that you have might be a size smaller than it's supposed to be. Anyway, there could be a way where you can maybe test it out by just taking a little piece of cellophane tape or a little piece of paper or something, and maybe set the nib and the piece of paper in just to make it tight, just to see if that can fix it. Not that that's the right fix, but it is a way to determine maybe if the nib is the wrong size. But nibs are, I've realized just with this Parker that I'm working with, that both the section, they're both the same pen, the same Lady Duofold pen, and the sections look the same. They're the same size, but they're not interchangeable. The feeds look like they're the same size, but they're not interchangeable. And the nibs, so it's this play that I have to. So I may have to find a different feed, different section to put them all to make the barrel work. And I know I can do it. I did find another nib on this pen. This is a ring top version of a Lady's Duofold, and it has a very fine nib too. So, if I have to you know, this section might end up in that nib and whatever might end up in your thing. So you'll be happy, I hope, with it. Would anyone like to be part of this clam bake since we're here? We had a couple of new people this morning. We had Kesh sing a song. We had yeah, it's funny how complex or tricky these things can be when there's only even the simplest pen, an Waterman eyedropper, that has essentially nib, feed, section, barrel. Just ignore the cap for the moment. You got these 4 parts. And even the section and the barrel don't always fit, but let's just pretend that we just have these 3 parts: nib, feed, and section. When they left the factory 100 years ago, 120 years ago, this nib and this feed and this section all really probably work very well together. But if this is an accountant nib or a firm nib or a extra, you know, and that's removed and a flexible nib is put in, the flexible nib will be loose. Yeah, it was a 4-hour thing. So there was an awful lot going on. We talked a little bit about you, Ms. Marilyn. Parker's boyfriend was on the thing live. It was nice seeing him. Paka. And we met Joshua. And of course, Mitch was there, but Mitch showed his face. So that got people's tongues wagging. And I really like Parker's job, Schiavello's job of being the MC. I like the fact that he keeps the conversation. He keeps his eye on all of the chat on the side bar and make sure we're not ignoring people. Sometimes I get distracted in my drawing and I don't look up, and other people are talking away. And Parker hears something and has this little brain short circuit. So it's and those are things that I don't notice when I'm drawing, looking down. I like that he sees the comments before I can. They don't even show up, and he's saying that people are doing something, and I must have a slow connection or something. So I don't really like the light coming from below, other than I can make little shadow stuff. I prefer it to come from the other end, but when it does that, then the light is blinding. It's getting in my eyes. So this is a good way for me. There. And now it's even dimmer. It still looks good at your end, but it's dim from here. Oops. Ah! Well, I think, I'm seeing it through YouTube too, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how it works. So another thing that happened that I did not realize, I sent a photograph of the envelope, the package that I sent to Mitch, and to show him that it was on its way, and he said I misspelled his street name. I left out a letter. So now I'm a little panicking about my, I do all this work to get a pen fixed and on its way to your hot little hands, and then I misspell an address. So I really have to pay more attention. I was off by one letter, and I said green hard rather than Green Heart Street or something. I don't know what I said. If something was wrong, but my understanding is, the zip code brings it to the actual sorting spot. And then in my case, the mailman that delivers it to my house is also the one that sorts out the mail. So he sees every possible variation of my name that is out there, and he still gets it to me regardless. Yeah, I think the mail person will know. Green Heart or Green Hard or Green Herd, there's probably not three of those in this one little town. He said it was a small town in Ohio, so I can't imagine it would be a problem. And how many Marilyn Darlings are living on your street? I'd like to know, Ms. Marilyn Darling. AKA blank, blank, blank. Is Marilyn Darling on your mailbox? Miss Marilyn Darling. Okay. I was talking to Schiavello earlier today, and he said when he puts his son to bed, he still, even though his son is old, he likes reading him a story. So he was reading him a story by Roald Dahl, who wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I suggested he might enjoy reading some Somerset Maugham stories. And he had never heard of Somerset Maugham. And I was wondering whether you have, Ms. Marilyn Darling, if you have seen the little movielet. Somerset Maugham's short stories were turned into, and also O. Henry. This might be an O. Henry story, not Somerset Maugham. I think it is O. Henry. Stories were made into movies, where they would take 3 of the short stories and turn them into 3 short, 1-act sort of movies that are in a full-length movie. Yeah, the Razor's Edge was written by Somerset Maugham. But there's a movie that Marilyn Monroe is in with Charles Laughton, and she says, I think she has one line in it only, and it's an O. Henry story. but it's really funny. She it's really I think it was, certainly before she was big, but certainly Charles Laughton was big when they were big in all the definitions of the word, when they made that movie. But her role maybe is only a minute and a half long. It's like her role in All About Eve. She's just sort of in the background, has one line, and then goes away. Yeah, Full House. Yeah. Yeah, watch that. You can find it on YouTube. Oh, I don't know, the train station. I mean, she's at a shop window in the one with Charles Laughton, but she might also have appeared somewhere else. You're just using this person you're hiring for the day, throw her in the background. So, I think there's another one of the stories involves someone's solid gold mechanical pencil. So it's one of the few movies or TV shows that actually feature one of these things as a important part of the plot. There's a movie with Barbara Stanwyck in it, I think, where where a fountain pen fits into that movie, where, and I forget what it was. I only saw it once, so it's neat how you see them sometimes. You see them quite often being used, but they never really become a plot thing. Occasionally, the Three Stooges will squirt ink out of a fountain pen, but they don't. They don't enter in the way that this pencil did. The pencil was engraved for the 4 members of a quartet or something, and they won it as a prize. And it turns out that the police detective and the criminal both were in this quartet, I guess, together. So he knew immediately who the bad guy was because the pencil was left behind. Is Benjamin Brecht still in the room? I'll be right back. I want to see if this Facebook fountain pen club feud is getting any worse. I love living in my building because we have a in-house Facebook page where this guy is an asshole. Can I tell you what? Can I tell you what he wrote? This guy is. We're having a little argument. Let me just start at the top. He wanted to suggest that Biden use a Visconti torpedo because of all of the American jobs that Biden is getting rid of. I didn't respond to that. So I said, a waterman's doctor set as he's trying to save lives of Americans. And he responded, I'm glad you've, then he responded, LMAO. Okay, bye. And then I said, I'm glad you find the pandemic a laughing matter. And he said, I find your comment about Biden hilarious. Trump left office a week ago. Vaccine capability in place. Was it? All Dems are doing is making a shit show of it. And I said, oh, okay. I found Trump's suggestion of drinking Clorox equally funny, I guess. And he said, yes, that's precisely what he recommended we do. So I don't know what that's supposed to do. And then I said, Biden is creating jobs with the stroke of whatever pen he was using. He allows transgender Americans to serve in the armed forces now. Jobs the former occupant of the White House destroyed. He said, tell that to the guys and their families formerly working on the Keystone Pipeline. Compare that to the newly employed transgenders' net job loss. And then he adds, stock market since Sleepy Joe moved in. And he, this line that goes down. And then I said, well, I don't have a single stock, but since Trump was voted out, I have 3 new jobs come to me. Uninteresting anecdote, he said. So evidently my life and my jobs. By the way, my mother is 75 and despite trying, cannot even make an appointment for a vaccine thanks to Blue State FUBAR and the vaccine rollout. Seems like they want people dead. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay. Okay. There's a guy that I think I want to invite in here to be part of our little game, but I finally got a hold of him. No, it's a real good friend of Neville's, though. His name is Ian. And Neville actually said he might want to join in. Let me just see. I have to do something here. Hello, Ian. Would you like to have your voice be here too? And your, how do I make this work? Where's my pen here? I'm gonna, oh shit. I'm gonna put, hold on. Okay, Ian, click on that. Ian K.
What's up?
Hey, look at you with
Look
with your big beard.
I should mute the actual YouTube channel.
Hey, look at you with your.
There we go.
We could sing around if we kept the echoes going.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Neville.
Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the blacker they get. Someday, I think I will wash them, but something keeps telling me don't do it yet. Black socks, they never get dirty. No? Okay.
No, I don't know that one, but it's pretty good. Is Neville going to join us?
No idea.
The law office of Neville Bedford is watching us now.
Very good.
Ian, he says. So when you left Facebook, Ian, I thought, and you gave everyone fair warning. I thought I had your contact information, but I sent an email to the Dan and Steve show, and it bounced back.
Oh, interesting. You can. So funny thing, I didn't fully delete my Facebook account.
Okay.
I've just suspended it.
Okay.
And so I'm still on Messenger.
Okay. Well, I will see if I can find you there. It's just I now have your phone number, which I did have before, but for some reason my phone.
I always have to call you.
Yeah. No, my phone that I was using was not charging, and my ex-boyfriend gave me an old phone of his.
Oh.
And when I was transferring stuff, suddenly all of my contacts and stuff from many years ago plopped down here, but you were not included, I guess. So
maybe I'm from too many years ago.
Well, your phone number was more recently than when I was syncing it to what's on my computer, which was really old or something. I don't know. So what we do here and what we have done here is we get a little quorum of people that are either calligraphers or pen collectors or artists,
Hmm.
and we start gabbing and drawing and doodling and playing the ukulele and whatever else comes to mind.
Sounds
But when Frederick Deal, does
Mhm.
does Neville know Frederick
And
Deal?
I notice you keep saying Frederick. It's not Friedrich?
Friedrich or something? Yeah, I'm sorry, Friedrich.
Such an American.
And he evidently knows me through Susan. So I asked if he knew you, and he wasn't sure. I found a picture of you on Instagram, and I sort of showed it to him, and he thought you looked familiar.
Well, I'm an average height, average build Caucasian with dark hair. There are literally hundreds of thousands of people.
You're more than that. You're more than that to us. You're just dark hair. And so, but I know that at pen shows, often I will go around the room and never look up at anyone's face because I'm looking down so much.
Right.
But being
You're just looking at pens and crotches. I know.
something like that. What we did do, though, is he did say he really liked Susan a lot. So I assumed that if he's from Chicago, though.
Oh,
Do you ever go to the Chicago shows?
I've never been to the Chicago show.
Okay, so he may not, and I don't know what shows he's been to on the East Coast, but he seems to know me
Okay.
or of me.
The
But
shows that I used to do regularly were DC, Philly, New York, New Jersey when it happened.
Boston.
Boston, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the
East Coast.
DC, Philly, New York, New Jersey, Boston. I made it to the Triangle Pen Show once or twice, I think.
Yeah.
Which I think is that the Ohio show?
Yeah, Ohio. Yep.
Yeah, I made it to the Ohio show a couple times. Miami once.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a good show, but man, it's amazing to be at the Biltmore in Coral Gables. And Raleigh.
Oh, you've been to a bunch of them then. Okay. Well, anyway, he I don't know how many he goes to, but he has 4,000 pens, he says, and 4,000 pens imply to me that he goes to a lot of shows.
Yeah. Wow.
He does have a lot of modern pens, though, which you don't have to go to shows to get.
I have like 6 pens.
Huh?
I have like 6.
Only 6 these days. Well, they're good ones, I'm sure.
They're right.
Okay.
I keep them here because I'm a gamer.
Okay, so there you go.
But I'm a proper gamer, a board gamer.
A board gamer.
So I have them in this wooden dice box or die box.
How often does 6 come up then? It must come up a lot since that's drilled out.
Yeah, I always roll 6.
Yeah, roll 6.
The truth is, I only rolled 6 once, but I was so proud I left it up. I haven't rolled it again.
Okay, I'm not going to try again.
But speaking of Susan, I think these 4 are all from Susan that she sent me. Because I was an idiot, and
was. I'm sorry.
Sorry. No, you're right. I am an idiot, and so I did an idiotic thing.
Yes.
And I forgot. I left my pens on the train.
Oh no.
And some of them were pretty important to me. One of them was my great uncle's. Which actually was not a great pen, but it was a significant pen.
It was a great uncle's pen. So.
But the pens that I used a lot that I always had that I also got from Susan She replaced them pretty much. I got a
Oh.
Parker 75 with a 98 nib. I got a Schaefer no nonsense fine. Because that's, if you're only allowed one pen, a Schaefer no nonsense fine will do you for the rest of your freaking life.
Okay.
I'll
take your word for it.
It's not my favorite, but it's very reliable.
Yeah.
I had a Bexley Poseidon.
Okay.
And these are the replacements. She sent these to me in Korea.
Oh, nice. Oh, good.
And this is just a broad italic nib carved by Ward.
Okay.
This is a ridiculously fine italic. It's so fine the ink dries on it while it, like, between every use.
While you're dotting your I.
And that is not from Susan. That's from Nick Pang.
Okay.
But you know, it's a nice vacuumatic. Looks all right. And then what turned out to be my favorite pen is not from Susan, but dedicated to Susan.
And who made that?
I'm not sure who ground the nib. It might have been John.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me. The cap was the Black Pen Society cap for 2017.
Oh, good.
With the farewell, and his name is escaping me right now. The guy who carves all the caps.
One from South America?
No.
Okay.
No, the grumpy guy that's at all the Northeast shows.
Oh, I guess I don't know who that is. I don't go to the grumpy guys table. I
No.
he's corner that market myself.
No, he's a standard. You'd know him. I mentioned his name, and you go, "Oh, right."
Okay, I'm sure, but I just don't know of that many people that do actual creative things.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that fix them and sell them, but I don't know people that actually carve them.
Ask Neville. Neville will remember his name.
Neville is maybe in the room. He will know.
I don't know, but I have to go.
You have to go.
I only have a few minutes between. I teach. I have a few minutes between classes, but I can come back in a few minutes.
Why don't we do this? I have to get some actual work done myself. I was just testing out an extension cord on my camera here.
Successful test.
And what I will do is I'm planning on coming back at around 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Is 4 o'clock good for you?
No.
No?
But after 6 is good for me.
After 6? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can let people know that you'll be on after 6. So
yeah, I can come on after 6.
Good. Well, I'll send you a text somehow as well to remind you.
My phone number works the best.
And your phone number when we figured out what that is. So, well, thank you, Ian, for stopping by. It's good to see you. And
of course, you too.
Get your ukulele tuned up. Maybe we'll do
It is. Yeah, I recently repaired it and put strings on it. We can play something.
We can do a duet.
We'll try and find some sort of Venn diagram of something that we both enjoy musically.
Oh, for sure, don't you know, you betcha, sweet brown maiden said to me. That one I can do.
You send me chords and I'll play along.
Beach of Waikiki.
All right. Well, we'll figure something out.
Okay. Very good. See you later.
See you then.
Bye. Bye. Okay. Who else is in the room here? Brecht still here? Bartholomew, is Neville still here? Is anyone still here? There's 4 people in the room. Hey, John Blackburn. See, you're leaving. I'm working but watching. I don't know who's John Blackburn. So that was Ian, and Ian is an old friend of mine from the Boston Pen Show days, and he usually visits here when there's the Somerville Science Fiction Movie Marathon. But they didn't have it this year because of COVID, I guess. But he and his wife lived in Korea. He was teaching English to Koreans, and we were wondering what kind of Koreans would come out of his class, his English class. But anyway, well, I'm gonna get back to work, so we'll catch you later. Ta-ta for now. How do I stop this thing? End broadcast. Oh, BH is in the room. Now, who's BH? Do I know who you are? I don't, these names and initials and things, they're all difficult for me to keep track. My brain is only so able to do these sorts of calisthenics. But anyway, we'll talk about this later. I gotta go.